Michael, there was a bit of illness going through the squad at the end of last week. How's it been this week, and how much work have you been able to do in training with everyone?
Well, we got the lads Monday off because of it. We didn't want them to get them home trying to rest and recuperate. So we had a good day Tuesday. I think Chris Clements is still... He was in Tuesday and he trained Tuesday, but he's still carrying a little bit, so we'll have to see where he's at today. Other than that, I think everyone's got over it wasn't like an epidemic or anything, it was just a few sniffles.
But people like Tavon Campbell were laid low with it. Luke Varney went off and complained with. Are they okay as well?
Yeah. Like I said, they all trained on Tuesday without any problems. So, Clem trained. He just sounded like he'd eaten about 1,000 razors. So again, I've not seen him yet this morning, so we'll see where he's at.
And how's Tom Nichols been in training? Obviously, his first 4 weeks training with Cheltenham.
Yeah, well, he says his first 4 weeks. He's only had a day's training on Tuesday, so he's a good player. Technically, very, very assured. The players obviously know of each other all the time anyway. I think he's already jumped in a car school as ready as well. So one thing we have an easy group to walk into. It's not particular. We haven't got many or any prickly characters, and when the team's going well, the players want to embrace new players because they want to help them on. And there's always that little bit of a competitive element as well. But I think long are the days where someone walks in and you go, well, he might take my place, so I'm not going to speak to him. I don't think, well, that's what we don't want, and that definitely hasn't happened.
Didn't ask about injuries. Connor Thomas, how are his ribs?
Again, he's not where he will train today. It's a difficult one with a rib because until he trains, we won't know. So it's not, if you twist your ankle or you've got a sore and you're limping or you're not, it's with a rib, it's just whether you can cope with the pain. There's not a lot we can do for it. So he'll train today and we'll have to assess him from there.
Scunthorpe obviously sacked Paul Hurst last week. How closely do you watch that situation in terms of who they might put in charge, who is in charge, and how that might affect things?
Well, I know who's in charge, Russell Wilcox. He was assistant manager at Burnley under Brian Laws when I was there, so I know Russ really well. I actually saw Hursty yesterday at an LMA event, so I don't know. They might bring someone in. We're not expecting anyone to go in. They obviously tried a different formation on Saturday and changed back to what was a little bit more familiar to themselves during the game. So we don't know what they're going to play. We can only preempt what we think they're going to do and focus on us. We're in a good moment. Got some good players performing quite well, and we've given ourselves an opportunity. So there's a definite carrot there. So don't worry about too much. Always be aware of what the opposition do. I almost have this conversation with you every week, but it's more about what we do. If we turn up and deliver what we can do, we believe we can hurt any team in the league.
And make them worry about you.
Well, yeah, of course. That's not disrespectful, because when we went to the top of the league at Crewe, and when we go to people like Swindon, we're always aware of what the opposition can bring. So they could play a 3, or they could play a 4-4-1-1 or a 4-4-2. They've got different permutations because they've done it all during the season. So we've seen all of their permutations and their different personnel. So once we get the team sheet, we'll probably have an idea. And even if you get that wrong, after a minute you know. Our players now know that different permutations of different formations, different things we need to do to tweak that. But when we've got the ball, it's about what we do with it.
The home game against Scunthorpe seems a long time ago. It was a long time ago. It was in August. But how important was that win in setting up Cheltenham's season, getting it rolling after what happened on the opening day at Leyton Orient?
Yeah, I think it was... The Orient one was a disappointing one for many different reasons. But I suppose it did kick-start. It was, we were playing a team that were just come down from League One, and it... Obviously, I think 4-1, I think it was on the day, and I think... it gave the lads maybe a bit of a shot in the arm of maybe we can compete this year. Obviously, the last year and the last years before that, we'd always struggled at the bottom of the league. So I think it was probably a marker, really, of when you do turn up and you do these things, this is what you can do. Hursty had a tough job, because sometimes you go into a club and there's sort of that not, I don't want to say a rot has set in, but sometimes it's getting out of that mentality of getting used to losing. And sometimes when you go down a division, players won't accept that you're in that division. They think they're a division higher. Because I've had it when we've been at a club when they've come out of the Premier League. You see it when teams come out of the Premier League. Look at Stoke and things like that now. It's the players go, well, I should be in that league. Well, the reality is you're not. but sometimes it's not that easy just to snap them out of it. And to be fair to him, he did turn it round, Hursty. But I think the reason why he's parted company has got nothing to do with football reasons, by all accounts.
John T. Smith, any developments on his situation?
Well, we're expecting him to sign his contract today. I've not seen him yet this morning, so we're hoping he's going to sign his deal. So got that sorted, hopefully.
And that leaves Cheltenham with a lot of strikers, but a lot of different types of strikers, I suppose, importantly.
Yeah, I think it's not ideal, really, that you've got 8 centre forwards. But obviously, with Reg having his injury, Ruben's had a few setbacks along the way. We're almost just trying to cover all bases. But one thing we've got definite competition for places. So it's going to be fun at the top end of the pitch. It's good for me because I can keep turning around. I don't have to worry that I'm going to have one. I'm definitely going to have 3 or 4.
And I suppose what that does mean is, well, competition for places on the bench as well.
Yeah, we've just gone through different sort of permutations, and if everyone's fit, you're going to have to leave 3 or 4 players out of the squad, which is tough. But that is part of the job, and it's up to people to react in the right way and respond in the right way. Because, like I said, it's not about any sort of individual at this stage of the season. Everyone's got their own agendas. Everyone's got their own ego. It's about whatever 11's on the pitch. If that 11 are winning at any one moment, then everyone at the club is winning.